Hello, everyone. It's a privilege to be here once again to share some ideas with us. On this channel, like you know, we'll always be sharing good and awesome tips that will get towards changing life and bringing the best out of people. But today, I am going to be talking about how to build relationship with your children so that you can be in their life, not just being in the house. Because there are so many parents that are just in the house, but they are not in the life of their children. Your child can be 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, till they become teenagers, youths, and become full adults. And the children can boldly tell you that you were not part of their life, and that is because you were not in their affairs. Being in the life of your children goes far more than just providing their basic needs. It goes far more than just providing food, water, shelter, clothing, education, and all of these things. It goes far beyond that. And so many analysis has showed that there are so many parents that are just present physically in the house, but they are not present in the life of their children. This video is coming from, I'm making this video though as a part of sensitization and also education to a lot of parents out there, because I've heard so many stories of girls and boys at their young age that have been molested, abused, violated, and yet they are unable to open up their mouth and talk to their parents. They are unable to speak out. They are unable to talk, to tell what has happened. They're unable to tell what has happened to them. And this goes on and on for weeks, for months, for years, and they end up living with that trauma. They end up living with that pain, and they begin to make life's decisions based on this trauma and the subconscious pain that they carry along. And that is because they are unable to open up. Their parents are their first relatives, the first people they relate with every day from birth. And their parents train them, feed them, but yet they're unable to relate some very intimate things that happen with them. So today we're just going to share some great tips that can help you become a great parent and help you dive into the intimate part of your child. If you know that this topic interests you, I just want you to sit back, relax, watch, and be educated. So I've written out so many points here which I have seen that are practical ways of doing this, and I'm going to share them quickly. The first point is what everybody is going to talk about. I am available in the house. So be available and be present. Be available and be present at home. Your presence as a parent, either father or mother, being present in the house goes a long way to create some sense of responsibility in the life of your children as regards to their behavior, their thought pattern, the things they watch, the conversations they have. It goes a long way to tame them in a particular way. There are some parents that father and mother are leaving the house in the morning and they leave their children to house helps. And there are a lot of things that go on behind the scene that they don't know. They leave their children to be trained and educated by house helps that have little or no knowledge. Instead of leaving your children with house helps that have little or no knowledge, why not get a nanny that is trained on how to take care of children, that can as well impart same knowledge that you will have imparted in them when you are not there? So first point is be available and be present. Put away distractions like phone or TV when your child wants to talk, because being present builds trust. So if your child wants to talk to you, in case there is something he or she wants to say, he or she wants to tell you, he or she is burdened to express, if possible, put off the television, put off whatever you're doing, keep your phone aside and carry out a thorough sit down and listen approach. Sit down and listen. My son, what is it you want to say? What is it you want to tell me? Reason with that child. Let him know that you are in that thing that he is discussing with you. Not when the child is talking to you, your attention is on a movie or your attention is on your phone scrolling through social media, your eyes are down and the child is talking to you, trying to get your attention. At the end of the day, the child will feel like, what I'm even talking to daddy or what I'm talking to mommy, is it important to them? What's the need of even telling them when they cannot even listen to me? Imagine the impression you've created already. So do well to keep your television aside, put off your television, keep your phone or your gadgets aside when you're relating with your children, when you're talking with your children. Except what they are trying to express or show you, you may have a solution and it's on your phone that you may want to educate them about. Then it's fine. Next point is, having kept aside television and phone and any form of distraction, practice active listening. What is active listening? Giving your whole attention to that thing the child is saying. Giving your whole attention to that thing the child is saying, to that thing the child is trying to express. When you give your whole attention to what the child is saying, the child understands that you are in his or her business. So it will go a long way to give that child confidence to continue to open up to you at one point or the other. So here I've said, don't interrupt or correct too quickly. Let them express themselves completely. Show empathy and nodding. Maintain eye contact and validate their feelings. Don't cut off the child when the child is talking. No matter how crazy what the child may be expressing may be, no matter how it may sound, don't cut off the child. Allow him or her to express himself or herself. Allow him or her to explain everything he or she wants to say. Then you can now swing into action and begin to talk to the child about what you want to do. While the child is talking, you can nod your head. You can say, I get that. I understand that. These are words that makes the child feel like you are also feeling what he or she is trying to explain or express. Don't be absent-minded. So practice active listening. This will go a long way to give that child confidence to talk to you next time. The third point here I'm going to share with you is create a safe, non-judgmental environment. Why will your child be talking to you and the next thing you say, you are a wicked boy? Why will your child be talking to you and the next thing that comes out of your mouth is, you are a bad girl? You make that child get back into his or her shells and wouldn't want to even open up to you next time. Rather, what you do is avoid harsh judgment or correction. When they share mistake of sensitive matters, you claim response, make them more likely to come again. Your calm response will make them more likely to open up to you the next time. So avoid judging your children harshly. Hear them out. Hear the totality of what has happened, what they are going through, what they are explaining, what they are passing through at that moment that you may not be aware. It may be something that happened in school, in church, in the society, at work, or somewhere. Pay close attention and avoid harsh judgment while you are talking with them. When you give a calm response and you correct them in the midst of that calm response, you will see that the child will come back to you next time again and talk to you because he knows that you are open. Okay? Another very important point is to share your own experiences with that child. If the child tells you about being bullied in school, ask yourself, were you bullied in school, or do you have an experience of what bully is? You share your experience with him and teach him how to get out of it. For example, now tell age-appropriate stories from your life. This builds connection and makes children feel they are not alone in their experiences. So what were your experiences of the same thing that the child is going through when you were younger? Share it with the child. It makes him feel like, oh, you have also experienced what he's experiencing, so he's not new to it. It shouldn't be strange to him. So when you share your experiences with a child, it makes him confident enough to say, okay, you will have proper understanding of what he is telling, what he is saying. So we have said, be available and present. We've said practice active listening. We have said create a safe and non-judgmental environment for the child. And now we're saying share your own experience. They say experience is the best teacher. So you know that when you share what you have gone through as well to the child, he or she understands that you have been there as well. The next point is ask open-ended questions. What do I mean by that? Instead of, did you have a good day, for example, ask, what was the most interesting thing that happened to you today? This invites more conversation. Instead of, when the child talks to you, you just give him a straight comment. Give him comments that make him want to talk more. Ask him questions that makes him want to open up to you the more. Ask him questions that makes the conversation more interesting, more elaborate, makes the conversation not shutting him out, but makes the conversation progressive. So that should be one of the ways you can make your children open up to you the more. The sixth point I'm going to share here is affirm and appreciate them often. Praise their efforts, not just their results. Saying things like, I'm proud of you for being honest when the child is open to you. It goes a lot to reinforce openness. Saying things like, thank you for coming to tell me this thing. It will make the child bold enough to come to you next time. Reaffirm them. Make them to be bold. Make them, no matter how bad the situation is, give them that environment to always come back and want to talk to you. Okay? The next point I'm going to share, number 7, is respect their opinions and feelings. These are human beings that were born, created in different ways. You cannot expect a child of 3 years old to behave like a child of 10 years old. And you cannot expect a child of 10 years old to behave like a child of 20 and above. Okay? So even if you disagree with what they are saying, show them their thoughts matter. This builds their confidence. Are you getting me? And willingness to express themselves. So try to respect their opinion. Whatever they've said, okay, I agree. What you've said is true. What you've said is true. In short, this area that you said is really point catching. It's really mind blowing. But I will want to suggest that you do it this way. You see, when you give such a statement, when you give such a comment, it makes the child open up the more. It makes the child feels respected. It makes him feel like, oh, whatever I've said is important. So next time he can also open up and say his own. He will not just keep quiet and feel like anytime I say something, they don't take my opinion. My feelings are disregarded, so there is no need. If you do that, you shut out the child. The next one I'm going to say is spend intentional quality time together with your children. When you go to work and come back, what do? Do you just enter the house, eat your food, and sleep off? When you go for your business and come back as a woman, do you enter the house, eat your food, bathe, tell the children, you should go and sleep when you're ready, and you go to bed because you're tired? Parenting is sacrifice. Sometimes when you come back, no matter how late, when you see the children up waiting for you, they just want to feel your presence. You take off your clothes, tell them, I'll be right back. You go and shower. While your food is getting ready to eat, you sit down with them. How was your day today? What is going on? How did it go? How was school? How was class? How was lectures? How was business? Whatever they are doing, you dive into it with them. Okay? Engage in activities that they enjoy. If your children like to play ball, sometimes join them and play ball. Don't tell me you don't have all the time. If they like to play Ludo, sit down with them and play Ludo. It creates communion. It creates connection. If they like to read books, sometimes sit down and read a book for them. You be the one reading the book for them. Okay? If they like cooking or walking, these are all moments of relaxing. Join them in the kitchen sometimes and cook. Oh, my son, you're cooking. Okay, let me slice onions for you. You tell him, let me slice onions for you. You partake in whatever he or she is doing, and then you move on from there. It creates communion, it creates connection, it creates intimacy between you and your children. Okay? Now, Set clear values while staying approachable. This is another very valid point. Now, teach values like honesty and responsibility, but also be a kind of person that they can talk to when they mess up. When they mess up, that's a very, very good point. If a child messes up and is running away from you as a parent, there is trouble. So while you teach responsibility, honesty, dignity, diligence, and all of that to your children, also make yourself an approachable person, someone they can run to when they mess up, when they misbehave, when something wrong happens with them. Okay? It's going to go a long way to tell them that you are part of what is happening in their life. And as such, they will be very, very willing to open up to you. Maybe next time. So the last but not the least, which I'm going to share today, is model vulnerability. What does it mean to be vulnerable? If you always make your children feel like it is wrong for them to show their emotions, it is wrong for them to feel bad, feel sad, you're creating a wrong picture for them. You're making a wrong impression for them, and they will grow up stuck in emotions that they can't express. So now here you come as a father or as a mother, business wasn't well with you today, and you come back home and you tell them, my son, I feel bad today. Mommy, what happened? See the reason why I'm feeling bad, and the business didn't go the way I expected. I was hoping that I was going to do this. I was hoping that I was going to do this, but it didn't go well. But nevertheless, I give glory to God. I'm going to plan. Now you've told them that you're vulnerable. You also have your down times and your up times. You made them understand that you also have moments of sadness, moments of happiness. But in all of that, the take home is that you've taught that child a lesson. Now you teach him how to get out of that situation. Having said all you have said, what do? You now teach him, okay, but there is what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan this, I'm going to plan that, I'm going to take this step before this so that tomorrow it doesn't happen again. So you show them that they as human beings are vulnerable, but there is always a way out of it. You make them understand that they are vulnerable, but there are always ways out of it. So I believe that if we can begin to apply all of these 10 points and even more, it's not limited to this, we can begin to practice these points that have been shared today and make it part of our life. Don't be judgmental. Show that you are vulnerable. Create a non-judgmental conversation with your children. Be more open with them. Show them your experiences. Tell them what you have felt. Be there presently, not just presently. Be there actively. When your child is talking to you, keep away from, put off your television if possible. Even if your television is on, if it has to, give apt attention. Doing all of these things brings a more closer relationship between the child and the father, or the child and the mother. Most importantly, between the parents. So I believe that these points must have blessed you, and if you apply it, I know for sure it's going to bring some changes in your life. So do well to share this video. Click the like button if you haven't done that. Click the subscribe button if you haven't done that, so that when our next video comes up, you're going to see it. And then click on the notification bell, very important, so that immediately the next video drops, you are also going to be the first person that is going to see it. Until I come your way again next time, this is me sharing better and awesome tips on how we can grow our homes and our family. Not just this, but this is for the now. And I will see you on the next episode. Until I come your way again, I am Iwin Reginald. Peace be unto you.